Welcome to Home Biz Tax Talk. My name is Lysandra Everett. I am the Home Biz Tax Lady, where I help home business owners win the tax game. Home Biz Tax Talk airs Monday through Friday, 9 o'clock-ish. And when you tune into my show, you're going to hear about topics that are important to the home business community. All right. So at the time of this recording, it's June. Okay. We're halfway through June and we're on our way out. So I want to talk about a mid-year business checkup. You know, this is a time, mid-year is a great time to look at how things are going. You've had some time in the year to get some work done. You still got some time to go to make some changes. So doing a mid-year review is absolutely essential if you plan to have a profitable business. So I want to share with you 5 main things to look at in your business so that you can really gauge how you need to respond for the rest of the year. Okay. But before I get to that, also, if you are a part-time business owner, working a full-time job, it's also a good time to review your W-4 to make sure that, of your withholdings, that you are halfway to what your tax bill was for last year. Okay. So don't sleep on the W-4 because, at June, there's still time to make some adjustments. If you are way over your withholdings, then you can adjust those withholdings to bring a little bit more money home. Or if you're short, you can adjust those withholdings so that you get a little bit less in your paycheck and more is going towards your tax bill. Okay. So, all right, but let's get back to the business. All right. So the mid-year checkup, you're looking at your actual numbers versus what you budgeted. Okay. And so if you did not even make a budget, this is where I will encourage you to do that for the rest of the year. You have to set some goals. Even if you don't attain those goals, you still have to set some goals so you've got something to aim at because, how will you know if you've gotten to a goal that you don't set, right? So you got to set some kind of goal. All right. First, let's look at the Monty Hunty, your income. Are you halfway to your annual goal? What goal did you set at the beginning of the year? Said, this is how much money I want to make. And are you about halfway there? If you're ahead, fantastic. If you're behind, okay, we still got time to work. But the question that you have to answer is why? Why are you ahead in your income goal? Why are you behind? It's important to know why these numbers exist so that you know how to make better business decisions. Did you have a particular product or service that bossed out way better than you expected? And then perhaps you need to do some more there. Or did you really project to do well with a product or service that failed? It happens, all right? We make these great plans. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But you have to, as a business owner, in order to make educated decisions, you have to ask yourself why and find out the answers. And then once you do that, then you can make a decision. You can choose one thing, one area where you're going to choose to focus that's going to increase your revenue for the remainder of the year. But what you don't want to do is just sit there and go, oh, we're making more money than we're expected. Cool. Or, hey, we're behind, but it's okay. You have to know the why on these things. All right. Then number 2 is expenses compared to last year. Are you spending more? Are you spending less? What's going on here? Is there an increase in a certain area where you're spending more money, or is there a decrease? Again, you got to know why. Like certain areas of your business, you might have an increase for a reason. So if you increase your advertising budget and then you have an increase in income, there's a direct correlation there. You can show where, hey, I invested, 20% more in my advertising budget and that, made my revenue go up 50%. You have an answer to your question as to why that you have an increase in your advertising budget, and that is directly reflected in your income. Okay, so then you can say, okay, well, maybe we want to increase the advertising budget more and see what that does in the next quarter. All right. Are you able to decrease expenses elsewhere? Look, I always tell you to look at the tools that you're using in your business. Look at tools, services. Are you getting a return on those investments? If you're not, if a service is really not serving your business, cut it off. If a tool is really not serving your business and you're paying for it monthly, cut it off. Okay, because then that is also going to be a direct reflection in your bottom line and your profit. Okay, number 3 is taxes. Of course, I'm going to tell you about taxes. All right. So, you've got your quarterly estimated tax. Some people do. If you're a business owner and you're doing what you're supposed to do, at some point you will have to pay estimated taxes. Now, the question that you have is, are you able to pay those taxes? Have you saved enough money for those taxes based on what your profit is? That means you got to know your bottom line. Have you saved enough? If not, perhaps you need to direct some dollars, or it may be that you are not profiting as much as you expected, and then therefore you will have a decreased tax liability. So, but you have to know your numbers in order to make that assessment. But the bottom line is you want to make sure that you're current on your taxes, because the last place you want to end up is in tax debt, and that's going to cost you more later. So, if you've got to know where your money is going. It's not enough to just continue to pay bills. You have to really know where your money is going based on the profit that you're earning, and being able to set that money aside. So when it's time to pay that estimated tax payment, hey, you can write that check. I've often told you that the first 6 months of the year is the check writing time for a business owner, because you've got your federal and your state. You may have federal estimated tax payments. You may have state estimated tax payments. You've got your annual tax liabilities that's due. So you could be writing a lot of checks within the first 6 months of the year. And the question that you have to ask yourself is, have you been able to manage that thus far? And how will you continue to manage it going throughout the rest of the year? Number 5 is managing your cash flow. How is your cash coming into your business and going out of your business? Are you in a positive cash flow season? Are you in a negative cash flow season? Again, you have to answer why. Look for patterns in your business. Was last year, during that first half of the year, was that a boss out time for you? Or is that normally a negative cash flow time for you? Is the latter half of the year more of your negative cash flow season or your positive cash flow season? You have to ask yourselves these questions, because then you have to be able to manage your money throughout the year, so that you're going to continue to pay your bills on time. You're going to continue to be able to operate your business and not wind up in a cash crunch and, oh my gosh, I've run out of money. What am I going to do? Because you really can't think and produce properly when you are when you're in a state of panic. Right? So you've got to be able to look at your cash flow, compare it to the year prior, to say, okay, I am in a positive cash flow season, but July and August are negative cash flow seasons. So how am I going to manage that? Are you going to pay some bills ahead of time? How are you going to manage that negative cash flow season? Because every business has a negative cash flow season. I don't care who you are. Okay, you will experience that. And so you have to be able to properly manage your income, so that you have a steady, you have your cash flow is managed throughout the year, and you're not, stressing and straining during a certain time of the year trying to pay your bills. When if you would have just looked at your cash flow and looked for patterns in your business to be able to say, okay, I've got all this money now, but I really can't go and spend all this money now, right? All right. And then you want to check out your personal finances. Is your business supporting your personal life the way it's supposed to? Look at what your personal obligations are, not just to the bills, the rent, the mortgage, the gas, utilities, and all of that, but are you planning to go on vacation? Is your business producing the income that's required for you to pay on vacation? If you're taking your family, or, if your kids are in sports and they got summer activities, is your business supporting that for you? If not, why? You've got to ask yourself, why? Do you need to go back and increase some income somewhere, or is it that you're overspending? So when you look at these areas in your business and you notice areas that need improvement, then you might need to invest in a course in that particular area so that you can then improve on that area. The last thing you want to do is to remain stagnant in your business. There's always areas for improvement. So what you have to do then is say, okay, this is the area I want to focus on. Let me go find a course specific to that. Okay, it's not just randomly purchasing, training courses. It's being intentional about what the training course that you're purchasing, what it's supposed to do for you, and then look for the return on that investment. And that's going to be evidenced by an improvement in that particular area. So if you're saying, hey, my income is down, and it looks like I'm not generating enough leads from this area. Okay, maybe I need to go take a course in this area on lead generation, right? Or it's you need to, you figured out that you're getting people into a course, but there's issues managing the course and people are asking for a refund. So that means that people are buying, but once they get in the course, it's not working for them. So then you might need to take a course on managing your own, personal programs or something like that, right? But that's a question that you have to answer for yourself. Nobody can answer that for you. And the other thing is, and this is a bonus, you really need to be meeting with your financial team. You need to be meeting with your tax professional, your CPA, and all of that, because you need to be looking for ways to maximize your benefits, right? Your tax benefits. Is it that you're thinking about purchasing some new equipment for your business? Well, does it make sense to purchase it outright, or do we lease it? You're looking for ways to really reduce your tax liability and get the biggest bang for your buck, right? But this is why you meet with tax professionals. And trust me, the summer season is the best time to meet with your tax professional because it's not as busy. What generally happens is that, people want to ask questions during tax season. That is the worst time to ask questions about taxes, is during tax season, and planning part. Now is the time to really sit down with your tax professional because it's not as busy, and then they can spend time with you really looking over your whole big picture and looking at, hey, maybe next year you might need to switch business entities, or hey, if you're going to invest in this particular type of equipment, you've got this benefit and this benefit. You might want to purchase outright or whatever, right? But this is something that you need to invest in. Yes, hire your tax professional. This is not a free service, okay? Because your tax professionals have got to eat too. And your enrolled agents, your CPAs, invest in that, because that is what's going to save you thousands over time. That $200 or $300, whatever that they charge for that hour, is going to save you thousands over time. So invest in that. Do it during the summer when it's slow, so that you can get the attention that you need and make the best decisions for your business. But you got to know all this other stuff. We can't, consult the magic 8-ball for you and come up with a great answer. You can't get educated on Google and YouTube and make these decisions for your businesses, because everybody's taxes are different. Everybody's income and expenses are different. Everybody's profit margin is different. Okay. So I encourage you to meet with your tax professional. But yeah, take a moment to stop and look at how your business is performing during, at this 6-month mark, because by doing that, you're going to be able to make better, educated decisions for your business that's going to help you grow throughout the rest of the year. All right. So hope that helps you out. All right. Thank you so much for tuning into Home Biz Tax Talk. Again, we air Monday through Friday, 9 o'clock-ish, and you can come right here to get your questions answered about your home business taxes. All right. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.